Hello, everyone. It's time for yoga. Who is here? Hello, Jean. Hello, how are you? Exciting. It is exciting, right? It's exciting that we're getting ready to take care of ourselves. Carolyn. Yeah. No rest for the weary, Jean. I've been teaching for Torrance Memorial since 2014, and I honestly schedule my life around my yoga ever since then, which is crazy, all of these years. And I teach for 8 weeks on, and I have 1 whole week off. So I show up for those 8 weeks. I missed one time in 2016 because I had pneumonia, because I went to Europe and I took a cough suppressant and I didn't let things move. And so I got pneumonia. But honestly, other than that, I very rarely sub my classes out. So I am really good about showing up, holiday or not. That said, I am leaving in a few weeks to Scotland, taking a group of people to Scotland. So there will be some Saturdays where I'll have recorded classes. And that's something I started doing last fall. The times that I'm not in session, I've either made special classes, I put music to them and kind of made a real nice practice without all the extra talking. And I share that because it's really important for us to stay in shape no matter what. And even if I'm not here showing up for a live class, I'm somewhere and I'm always doing something for my body to keep it strong and healthy. So anyway, yes, I am here. All right. So anything in particular that you, Carolyn or Jean, anything happening in particular with you? And I also wanted to say that I do have a Bali trip coming up, if that's something that sounds interesting to you. If you've ever wanted to go there and maybe haven't gone before, it's nice to go when it's in a group format and it's planned for you. I've done many trips. I've hosted many and been on many myself, and it's just so nice when it's all planned. And I'm having a lot of fun planning it because I've got a company I work with. So August 30th to September 8th, 2023 is this year's trip. So if you're listening to this and those dates still apply and you want to go, then reach out to me if there's spots available. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm going to get started. I know that with the holiday weekend, some people told me they would be out, and there are certain people that are regulars like when we're live. So I guess I'm going from 3 years ago. Well, so let's see. Okay, let me make sure that this light is on. Yes, okay. All right, my fun little slippers. I have to say that these slippers are so amazing because I usually don't step on a mat. That was something I had to do when we were live. I would have to educate everyone that would come into the room. Please don't step on someone's mat. This is their sacred space. And I usually don't step on my own mat. But really, my slippers, the smiley faces, gosh, they just make me so happy. Okay. All right, for today, I want to begin with, this is something that when I'm live with people and I have props, this is something that I do. So I thought I would do it today. I want to do this for myself and I want to show you because it's a great option. The premises here is that I'm elevating my legs. So sometimes we put our legs on a chair or an ottoman or a sofa, and that's amazing, or up the wall. It's a great way to relax the hip joints, relax the low back. So this here, I believe it's called London Bridge. And I learned this by one of the teachers that teaches restorative yoga, Judith Lassiter. I remember when I took a training with her, She walked into the room and like I felt like crying. So weird, like there was so much emotion because she's such an amazing person in the space of yoga and all that she's done for the practice, bringing it to the West in the way that she had. So I have 2 blocks, and I'm going to put my blocks on the tallest level just in case you want to emulate this. And then I'm going to put my bolster across the top. Now that'll give me a pretty nice level. And you want to put the blocks right around the leg distance so that you have that support. It gets a little wobbly. And I wonder if that's why they call it London Bridge. You know, London Bridge is falling down, falling down. So I always wonder if that's why. Because when we do this in class, quite often people topple over and they have to get up and fix it. But if you don't have this, you could get a chair. You could be near the sofa. You could be near an ottoman. You could have a stack of pillows. But it's really, really nice for your physical body, the way it feels. It's also really nice to ground your energy because when you feel good physically, then you're going to feel good mentally. And from a physiological perspective, it actually brings the fluids from the feet, from the lower legs, brings them into the pelvic area and then to the heart. So it's actually a break for your heart to not have to pump the fluids from this same place, but to now have gravity aiding in that. So there's actually research done on elevated legs, and it affects the volume of blood that in the receptors that are in the carotid arteries and the aortic arch, and it actually has an effect on blood pressure. So if you do have blood pressure, heart issues, having elevated legs, as long as you're managed blood pressure. So if you have elevated blood pressure and you use medication and you're managed, that's okay. If you have unmanaged high blood pressure, you don't want to lift your legs and put any extra volume of fluids to the heart. So it's a really great, it's called an inversion. This one is the one that I'm going to do. We'll need the strap for later in the practice and the blanket. So get yourself ready. I read something this morning about hormones, and our hormones are actually secreted in our brain, and they actually are secreted in a pulsing fashion. And we need a clear pathway in order for those to reach where they need to reach to do what they do. They're chemical messengers that stimulate something to happen. So today's practice, we're going to begin by grounding our mental energy, grounding our physical body, really coming to this place of yummy in our body and in our mind, and then stretching our body, moving our body, making sure that the pathway is unobstructed so that all the hormones that need to flow through our bodies to do all the things they need to do is unobstructed. So that will be a big focus today for the practice. So to come on to this, making sure that you don't topple your bridge over. And if you do, it's okay, you can get back up. So come down into, take a little time actually to get there. And you'll see when you put your legs there, how it starts to put a little pressure on those blocks. And that's where you may get the toppling action. So do what is appropriate for you. Let your body be supported by whatever props you have, by the floor, by anything you need to be supported by. And when you come down, noticing your body, noticing what you may need to arrange, if you need to move yourself. So close your eyes and feel your way into a comfortable position. Setting yourself up for success, calming your body, calming your mind. Taking this time out for you. When you get here, bring your awareness to your neck, your head. Do a little gentle movement side to side. Try not to be pushing your head to the side. Let it find its way, exploring a little stretch, the upper back and neck area. Close your mouth and breathe. And bring yourself to a static hold. Bring your hands onto your belly. Mouth is closed, breathing down to your belly. And be a witness and observe the breath in your body, where it goes and what it does. Notice, is the breath only in the top or the front of your body? Begin to be a little more intentional with the breath. Breathe down to your belly. A little stronger, a little deeper. And then breathe in and back. So you breathe to your belly and you breathe back to the ground, to the back of the pelvis. Bring your awareness to your throat. Start to make a slight restriction in your throat, so that on the inhale and especially on the exhale, you hear or notice a whispering sound in your throat. Let your awareness be in your throat on that sound. Stay in your throat, stay on that sound. Stay connected to that sound for the whole inhale and the whole exhale.
Your mind gets distracted. Come back to your throat, back to your breath. Then take 5 more breaths, counting, going slow, paying attention to the inhale and the exhale and the sound in your throat. When you finish that last breath, let your awareness go to your legs. Feel the heaviness of the legs. To your torso. Feel the heaviness of the arms. The heaviness of the head. Feel the heaviness of your whole body. Bring your awareness to your breath, noticing where it is in your torso. Where does it go? What's the quality? Is it shallow or deep? Long, short, front of the body, back of the body, upper chest, or do you feel your diaphragm moving? Bring your awareness to your fingers and toes. Start to gently move your body, your fingers, your toes. Moving one leg at a time, draw one knee in. Put your legs straight up towards the sky, knees could be bent. Do a little shake, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Take your arms into the sky, shake your body. Let your shoulder joint and your hip joint relax. Let the weight of the arm bones, the leg bones sink deep into the sockets. And then draw the knees into the chest. Draw the knees in pretty deep so you feel the low back pressing into the ground. And then go slow side to side. Massage the ridge right where the top of your pelvis is. That's where the low back muscles attach onto the pelvis. It's a tendinous part of the muscles, tender part of your muscles. So rocking side to side, massage this part of your body. Draw your knees in deeply. If you'd like, you could take your arms and, if you can, not just if you like, but if you're able to, take your arms around your knees, draw your knees towards your body. You could lift your head up. Don't crunch the front of your spine, so still keep it pretty long. If you'd like to bring the forehead towards the knees, take a couple of deep breaths into your thighs. And then bring yourself down. The physical practice of yoga can be supportive of digestion. And doing that right there, breathing in, very supportive of digestion and immune function. 50% of the lymphatic vessels are in the abdominal area. So that compresses lymph vessels and moves the lymph through the system. Spring your legs up into the air. Shake your legs. Inhale, strongly point your feet so you feel the tops of your feet stretch. And then exhale, it's the center of your heels that reaches up towards the sky. See if you could feel that coming in the back of your legs. Inhale to point, feel the front of the legs stretch, and then exhale to flex. Point and flex. If you want to make this a little more core work while you're moving your feet, move your legs directly above your pelvis, unbend your knees if you can, and then stabilize your pelvis. Don't let your low back fly off the ground. It should be off the ground, but don't let it feel that pulling action. Manage that with your core. Point and flex. Point and flex. Now take your feet at least as wide as your body. Let your toes go away from each other, away from you, towards each other, towards you. And do these slow circles, opposite directions. Look at your ankle joint. You're articulating your ankle joint. We need to keep our ankles mobile for safety, for fall prevention, fracture prevention, so that if we do slip, trip, stumble, or fall, we have that ability to absorb that and not fracture the bones. Let's go in the other directions. Go slow. The slower you go, the deeper the work. And then notice your mind, what that means for you to try to slow down this action. I'd say 95% of the time, everybody wants to rush through this. So go slow. Notice what you notice. Where are the nooks and crannies? Get rid of congestion in your feet and ankles. And bring yourself back to center. Bend your toes and then unbend. Bend the toes. And then try to bend the 4 toes away from the big toe and then switch. Push the big toe away from the other toes. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's inhale, legs are wide. Exhale back. Inhale, exhale. Now having the knees bent, being closer to your chest, may be something you need to do. A little more work would be to have your legs straight. One more. And then bring your legs back, bring your knees to your chest. That could be a pretty intense leg workout and core workout if you have your legs straight, if that's available to you. Again, going side to side. And then take the right leg over the left. Reach your hands up, grab onto your feet, and then pull your knees towards your chest, stretching the glutes, the back, and the hips. Pushing your legs into each other. Feel that stretch in your body. Push your heart up towards the sky. So you have a nice long spine, stretching the front of your spine, rocking side to side. And let's switch. Now the left leg goes on top. Reach down, move your feet away from each other, and then draw the knees closer to your chest. Bring your knees together, and then let's come onto the side. We're going to strengthen our upper body. Why not? Every single opportunity we have to keep strength in our body and in our joints. Coming onto the side, you could use the upper leg if you need a little assistance to get up. And if you don't, you can keep your legs down. Push away from the ground with your hands and your elbow and bring yourself up. So a lot of the work, when we do work on the ground with yoga, people might think that, oh, I'm not really doing much. I'm not working a lot, but we are strengthening our joints and our body. And it's a great way. You could work really hard when you're on the ground practicing. So do your best when you're in whatever it is you're doing. Let's clear the space. You'll need one block. So keep one block handy. And the blanket and the strap. Bring your blanket onto your mat. So this protects the knees, and for some of you, you may even need a bigger fold, so see what's appropriate for you. And then take your fingers wide, do whatever you need to do here. Start pushing yourself around. This is actually a great way to relax the spine, to come onto all fours. And when you start to push yourself around, side to side, front to back, you start to stretch the hips and the pelvic area a lot. And then we're weight bearing on the wrists, which is important to keep them limber and mobile. So push yourself around and then bring yourself back to center and go forward and back. Now you're going to stretch the hips and you're going to come forward and you're going to load into your shoulders. So you give the opportunity for the shoulders to get stronger. You also give the opportunity for the wrists to get stronger. So see what feels appropriate for you. And then you're bending your hips, so you'll notice if there's any impingement or what you feel like right where your legs attach to your body. You'll also get a little indication of your spine and how that moves, and any potential tightness in the glute, hamstring, low back area. So just noticing, make this gentle, manageable, and a way for you to notice about some things about your body. And then bring yourself back up. Come to a resting position in whatever way your body will let you rest. Knees bent if you can in a kneeling position. So I wanted to say something about the word meditation. I was speaking with a client yesterday and she said, I'm working with a meditation teacher. I try to do it in the morning for 10 minutes. I can't always meditate. So I wanted to make a little clarification here. We have thoughts, and in between our thoughts, we have a space or a gap. When we can manage those thoughts and not be a slave to them all day long, listening, pay attention, and noticing, well, we can come to moments of in between that. And the way we do that is being very present moment. And the practice of yoga, we use the physical body to calm the energy of the body. We use breath work as we began today to calm the energy of the mind, to be able to go to that place of present moment. So try to be as present moment as you can
Meditation is something you could do all day, every day. You could do walking meditation. This is a meditative practice. So be as present as you can, and you're going to get the healing benefits of the word meditation while you're on your mat. So let's come on to all fours. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Modify accordingly. Take your foot back. Let's stretch the calf. Really push through that heel. Feel that stretch. Bend those toes a lot, and then switch. Bend the toes, push through the heel. And then bring yourself to center. We're going to come into plank. Come in any variation you'd like. You could come into the full plank, or you could come into the modification, a great total body posture for strength. If you are in the full variation, bring your feet into about a hip distance stance, and then make sure your head is active the whole time. So do not let your head hang. If you'd like to add little things here, you could try to lift one leg up at a time, strengthening that opposite side, turning on the stabilizing muscles, strengthening the front of that hip joint on the leg that you're weight bearing on. If you'd like to try the arms, take one arm off at a time. Come into your plank, close your eyes, breathe. Take one more breath, and then bring yourself onto your knees. Come up, stretch your wrists. Shake your wrists. Take your hand across your body, bend your wrist. So you could be up here stretching your wrist, which is a little easier. Bend the wrist this way and then this way. Or you could come onto the ground, a little more intense to do it like this. Turn the fingers towards you and the palms are on the ground. Then you start to bring your body back, your body weight. You'll feel a pretty deep stretch on the inner forearm. And if you're up in the kneeling position, you bend the hand one way, bend it the other, pull it towards you with a straight elbow. Don't bend the elbow. So stretch your wrists and your forearms in whatever way feels appropriate for your body. Flip your hands. And then bring yourself up. Got to keep the flow in the body. Got to keep the joints moving, the skin unobstructed. Not let any of the cobwebs become harder in your body and become unobstructed. Not let what is sticky in your body become stuck, because that can happen. Part of the minerals that make sticky, that make arthritic deposits, that make adhesions in the body, that make bone spurs, calcium is an important mineral of that, and it's a hard mineral. It makes your teeth and your bones. So if we don't move those minerals that are in the soft tissue, eventually they can become stuck. And that's because it's protective. So if you start off getting round in your spine and you're like this for a long time, that position gets hard and stuck because it needs to protect you and balance your head. So we could see it when it's in our spine, but it also happens all over the body. So making sure that you have this limber, mobile aspect to your joints always. Let's do a little flow that uses the spine and the pelvis to do this. So take your knees all the way back onto the back edge of your blanket. Flip your toes under. Your hands are pretty wide here. You're only going to do what you can. Take your hands forward. Let's bring the pelvis closer to the floor. Go slow. Pay attention to your back. How does it feel? Push your hands into the ground, push your heart forward, lift your chin up, and then bring yourself back. Coming all the way back, what's happening right where your legs attached to your body? How does that feel as you start to flex that joint even more? You're stretching your spine here. You're bringing your forehead to the floor or towards the floor. That's your exhale. Your inhale, go slow, forward and up. Pay attention to your body as you move. If you could close your eyes when you do this, you'll feel your way into what is safe. Flow, move, use your breath. You inhale forward, you exhale backwards. Notice all the places you feel the stretch. And then the next time you come with your forehead on the ground, stay there. Then take your arms, walk your arms over to the right. So you can lift your head off the ground, walk your arms over to the right. Keep them straight, spread your fingers, push your hands into the ground, and rest your head on your left arm. And then push your hips to the left, stretching the left side of your body. See if you could feel that strong stretch down the side of your body. Let your head rest on your left arm. Deep breath, mouth is closed. Take one more breath. And let's go over to the other side. So bring yourself up, walk slowly over, keep your arms straight. There's a bend in your hip joint, so make sure your body weight is moving back. Your hips are bent. And then your arms are to the left. Let your head rest on your right arm and push your hips to the right. Feel that deep stretch on the right side of your body. Close your mouth, breathe in and out through your nose, close your eyes, take some deep breaths here. Take one more breath. Bring yourself back to center, or realign your spine here. Take your arms straight out in front of you. Straighten them if you can. Bring your head to the floor or bring the block there for your forehead. Think about your spine from the crown of your head to your tailbone. So push your belly button towards your spine. Try to flatten out the low back or add that flexion to the low back. Really feel that stretch in the back muscles from the low ribs to where the top of the pelvis is. Really stretch your spine here.
Feel your pelvis pulling you back. You're bending your hips a lot. Your tushy's not on your heels, it's hovering. And your hands are spread and straight. The arms are straight. Feel the weight and the pull stretching your spine. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up. Come all the way up. Come all the way out. Rest in whatever position feels appropriate for your body. Sitting on your heels if you can, crisscrossing your legs if you need, close your eyes. A lot of deep stretching using gravity to stretch, stretching the shoulders, the chest, the lateral chain of the side of the body, the spine, the low back. And then open your eyes. So that little sequence there of doing the back bend, stretching the front of the body, the back of the body, stretching the chest like that, you'll feel the chest stretch, you'll feel the lateral chain. So a lot of stretching in the torso. And this all day long, we sit so often these days, we get really compacted. We have gravity pushing down on us from above, and we need to bring in this length in this space so that we have a free flow. So there are hormones that are secreted or stimulation is coming from the brain, being released from wherever they're being released from in spurts. And we have this unobstructed pathway for everything to travel. So let's continue with the lateral side stretch, either sitting in a crisscross position, coming up here if you need to, staying down here if you need. And it is really nice if your knees bend to put a block underneath your tushy, right in between your ankles. So any variation of being in this position so you could bend your body sideways, stretching the low back. Really think about the low ribs and think about the top of your pelvis, because you're going to be stretching the muscles that are in between this area. We're going to bend the spine to the side. Let's come with one hand up, one down, in whatever way you need to, however far over to the side you'd like to go. If you need to bring the elbows instead of the arms up because you have shoulder issues, whatever it is you need to do something. Just feel that. Feel the shoulders, feel the side of your body. Use your breath. Inhale up. Exhale out. Inhale, lengthen that side. And then bring yourself out. Typically in yoga, we inhale to stretch, to move away from the body. We exhale to come back to center, to come back to the body, or to bend the joints inward. Make this a meditative practice, so it's for the mind and the body. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's do rotation to ring out, to twist the body. Begin with your head looking up and back, and bring yourself back to center, up and back. Feel that stretch in the upper back and neck. And then start to let your shoulders go with your head. So now it's going to come into the torso. You're going to feel that right by the low ribs. So most rotation, 80% of it takes place right where the low back and the middle spine meet. It's called the thoracolumbar joint, where the lumbar spine meets right where your ribs attach. So the thoracic and the lumbar, thoracolumbar it's called. So see if you could feel that here. These are the muscles that rotate the trunk, that stretch the low back. You use these when you play sports like pickleball, tennis, golf. And we use it throughout our day to bend and to reach for things. So really making sure that you're free here. Let your arms now go up so you stay really safe, and you'll get a little back bend coming into your upper spine. Push your tailbone down towards the block. Contract your core, push your belly back towards your spine to protect your lumbar spine when you do this. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's come up, stretching our hamstring. So you may need to use your block for this. So bring a foot forward and be on your heel. And so it requires some balance because the leg that you're standing on, even though you're on the knee part, the top part, there's balance required there. And then bring your heel towards the ground. You want to keep your spine nice and long. Bending at the hip, bring yourself forward, trying to bend that front hip, not the spine. So forward means that you bend at your hip and not in your spine. So it's your low belly that comes closer to the top thigh. Feel that. And then put that foot onto the ground. Take your block. Bring your block into your other hand. Bring yourself forward into what's called lizard or a lunge. See what feels appropriate here. Take your hand on the block, your other hand on your thigh. And then let's roll our foot so we come onto the pinky toe edge. Explore what you have here. You're stretching inner thigh muscles. You're stretching the hip on the opposite leg, stretching the quads on the opposite leg. You may be stretching, it's all different. It really depends what you have, what's going on in your body. So really feel your way into what feels appropriate for you. Rolling your foot onto your side, you're gonna get a little bit more inner thigh. You're gonna come into a little external rotation. Let your spine be long, your head be long. Then bring yourself back to that position with your foot pressing into the ground. Take one more breath. And then you're gonna come up, go slow here because there's a balance aspect to this. And then we're gonna switch. So you're gonna take your knee onto the ground. You're gonna take your other foot forward, bring the block onto that side. You're on your tippy toes and you come onto the heel. So now the leg that's straight, you have the opportunity to stretch the back of that leg, the glute, the hamstring, the calf. So notice for you what this feels like. Might be pretty intense for some of you. And then bringing yourself into some kind of hip bend. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back up. Bring your block to the other hand. Bring your body forward. Now you're stretching the front of the back leg. You're stretching the inner thigh on this side as you roll onto your pinky toe edge. Roll onto the pinky toe edge. Feel stretching wherever it is. You've got weight bearing coming into your body, so you're going to use weight now to stretch muscles. See what feels appropriate for you. Don't collapse your spine. Keep your spine long. Just explore. You're exploring where your body can go. You might even want to move when you're here. You might want to wiggle. You either want to be static and hold, or maybe for you, it just feels better to move around, to move into and out of stretching in your hip, your legs, your pelvic area. So it's your practice. And then bring yourself up and out. Walk off to the side. Let's come all the way up. While we're here, let's do gate latch pose, which gets the side of the body and gets the foot and the ankle. Really important to have ankles that are limber. So try to get your toes to point forward. Toes are pointing forward. Try to get the pinky toe edge of your foot on the floor. And so you have this perpendicular aspect of your body. And that in and of itself is sometimes a challenge. So see if you could get the foot flat. Quite often the foot is not flat because it's hard to really get that stretch over the ankle. So a big stretch on the ankle. And then the next place right here, the hip. So can you take your hips and move your hips a little? Feel that stretch coming into the hip joint. And then bring yourself to a static hold. So now you've got the leg that you're on here. Push down with that leg. Take your hand on your thigh. Take your other hand to the side. Let's inhale up. So coming here, you're not bending your spine yet. And now we're going to bend the spine, really stretch in between the pelvis and the rib cage. Feel that lengthening. Make sure you've got activity in the foot that's out to the side. The arch is lifting off the floor. You're grabbing the floor with that foot. Really stretch your body in whatever feels appropriate here. You may feel that in the hip. You may feel that in the side. Everybody's body is different. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Come all the way off. Come here, let that settle, let whatever's going to happen there happen. We are adding weight bearing here, so weight bearing with stretching is going to be deeper, and you're in your joint, you're stretching ligaments, tendons, muscles. So you have to make sure that it's appropriate. Just throw your bag of bones around. You want to enter this intentionally. Notice where you may have issues, where you may need to make modifications. Where is your skeletal uniqueness in your joints? Find it. Leg is perpendicular to the foot, toes are forward. Push, so you really push the pinky toe edge and you get that stretch to come over the ankle. And then start to move in your hip joint, feeling that stretch in the muscles in the side of the body. Take your hand on your thigh. Your other hand is down alongside. Bring the hand up. Nothing is happening yet to your spine. And then you start to move over, stretching the side of your body. Feel that. Feel where the stretch is. Make it appropriate. If it's too intense for you, you may want to come in and out and do a little pulsing into sensation and out of sensation. You got to pick what's appropriate for you. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out. Bring yourself to a rest position, whatever resting for you is that feels comfortable in your body. Close your eyes. Notice what you've done so far. How does your body feel? How's your spine? How's your low back? How are your hips, your ankles, your feet? Your upper back and neck. And then gently blink the eyes open. We're going to do a couple of things seated. So for me, the most comfortable is this. Block between the ankles and sit back. It really helps to align the spine. But for some of you, your knees may not let you do that. You may need to come into some other variation, maybe even into a crisscross leg position. So choose what's appropriate. Have your strap handy. Get yourself into a position where you feel ready to move, not unobstructed by thoughts, by anything. So you want to make sure that your knees feel okay in this position, that your body feels okay in this position. Let's take the hands on the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down. Stretching your armpits, more of the lymphatic aspects. So getting your lymph to move, getting that flow in the body, that's really important. Bring your hands together, bring your elbows forward, point them forward and reach them away from your body so feel a stretch. Then reach up, let your throat go open. And then bring your chin down to your chest. Inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale up. And chin to chest. One more. Close your eyes, bring your hands onto your thighs. And then open your eyes. So some of the moves that we do where we're actually using joints that could be triggering or stimulating, I think it's a good thing after you do the movement to close your eyes to make sure that's okay. A lot of people have shoulder issues. So when you start to mobilize your shoulders and do some movement, it's good to close your eyes to make sure that what you just did was appropriate. The next one we're going to do is with a strap, and this is going to stretch the shoulders quite a bit. So you have to pay attention. And for those with shoulder issues, you're going to have to find some kind of modification, and maybe you won't be able to do this movement. So really make sure what's appropriate for you and your body, where you're at in your body. So bring your hands up, take your strap back and down. Try to keep your elbows straight, no bend. And the way you're going to do that is you have to hold on to the strap pretty long. So make sure that this is available for you. Moving the shoulder around in the joint, stretching the muscles of the shoulder, not for everyone. And then let's come into the stretch position. Take your arms to the side or to the back and look up. Imagine that you are holding a sheet in the wind and the wind is blowing your sheet like a sail. So let the strap move back, really stretch your body here. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out. We're going to strengthen the posture muscles, the muscles in between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids that bring the shoulders back, and then the traps will get involved in this as well. So you want to feel the shoulder blades pulling towards the spine and then down towards the pelvis. We'll use the pulling action, pulling out on the strap to activate that muscular action. So take the strap not too wide. Then you take the strap above your head, pull the strap out, long spine, push your tailbone down into the block, push your belly button back towards your spine. Inhale up, pull out on the strap, and exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Feel those muscles getting warm as they draw the shoulder blades towards the spine, and your shoulder blades are sliding up and down your back body, or there's some movement. Pull them down towards the pelvis. And you're pulling on the strap the whole time. You may even be shaking. Don't let your chin go down. Keep your head looking straight ahead. So strengthening your hanger, your postural muscles. If you like to close your eyes, feel what's happening in the back of your body. And then bring your hands down, stay here. Don't let the strap rest on your head. Push it away from your head. Pull on the strap, push it away from your head. Slide your shoulder blades towards each other, pull them down towards your pelvis. Pull on the strap, push it away from your head. Don't let it touch your head. Push it back. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out. Take the strap off to the side. Bring your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Close your eyes. Feel your body. One more. Bring yourself back to center. Bring your shoulders up and then let them drop. Up and drop. Up. Bring your head, we're going to stretch the side of the head, push the ear up towards the sky, back up to center, ear up towards the sky. And back up to center. Moving side to side. Come back to center, let your head go side to side. So moving the neck, you may hear a lot of crunching. So this is where a lot of information comes off your brain down into your body. We want to clear this pathway, side to side. Bring yourself back to center. Teeth are together. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, chin up. Chin to chest. And chin up. And bring yourself back to center. Close your eyes, feel your body. Noticing what you've done so far in the practice, making sure it's appropriate. Open your eyes. Come down onto the ground. Bring your blanket up to the top of your mat. Come onto your side. Bring your hand down. Come all the way down onto the ground. Take your strap. Bring your feet into your strap. Take your legs wide. Try to do straight legs at first if you can. Try to get the soles of the feet to point up towards the sky, and then drag or draw the legs back towards the wall behind you. And then bending the knees. Draw the knees towards your shoulders. It's a different stretch, different muscle group. Bring yourself back up. Draw the feet closer together, hands on the strap, and then draw the legs towards the wall behind you. The legs could be straight or knees could be bent. You could explore what's it like with straight legs. What does it feel like with bent? Close your eyes, feel what's appropriate. Stretching the back of the body all the way down to the glutes, the low back. And then bring yourself out. Take the strap off to the side. Draw the knees into the chest. Get your block. Bring it to the left. Take your arms to the side. Let your legs come over to the left. You may need, in order to keep your shoulder blades on the ground, you may need to put the block under your knees or in between. Twisting the body, you want to make sure your low back feels okay here. So if the shoulder does need to come off the floor, let that happen. But if you're able to push the opposite shoulder onto the floor, try that. Let your head look in the opposite direction, and then take your hand on the top right leg. Come into a twist, twisting out any tension, anything else that needs to be released from your body for today's practice. Closing your eyes, focusing on your breath. Keep your mouth closed. Breathe in and out through your nose, down to your belly.
Stay with your breath. Stay here. Try to deepen the twist if you can. Wring out whatever needs wrung out. Take one more breath. Bring your head back. Grab the block. Draw your knees up. And then come to the other side. Let your knees go over. Use the block if you need it. Even if you don't need it, you could try it, see if it feels better. Let your head go the opposite direction. Hold on to your left leg. Stretch your body. Close your eyes and breathe. Feel where the stretch is. Let your breath go to where you need it the most. Take one more breath. Bringing yourself back to neutral. Draw the knees into the chest. Let your legs go in the air, your arms. Really shake a lot. Let everything settle in your body. And then bring yourself into a Shavasana. Let today's practice find its way into your cells, into the tissues. Close your eyes. Keep your mouth closed. Stay with your breath and go back to the throat. Go back to the whisper that's created when you restrict the breath on the inhale and on the exhale. Udare apare, Kariyam Kariyam, Ninname Akame, Govinde Mukande, Udare apare, Kariyam Kariyam, Ninname Akame, Govinde Mukande, Udare apare, Kariyam Kariyam, Ninname Akame, Govinde Mukande, Udare apare, Kariyam Kariyam, Ninname Akame. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to move your fingers, your toes. Bring that movement into your body. Bending your knees. Drawing the knees in one at a time. Hold on to your knees. Draw them in deeply. Rock across the top of your pelvis. Come onto your side. Take your hand onto the ground. You're going to push yourself up and away. Bring your hands together at your heart. Press your hands together. We'll close with a humming sound. Exhale. Inhale. Bowing in gratitude for the opportunity, for the practice. Okay, that was mellow and strong, strong and calm, and feels good. So, how are you feeling? I do love my slippers. Yeah, my trip, the trip to Bali. It will be amazing. I love Bali. I've been there 3 times. One of my favorite places in the world for sure. Bali is one of my favorite places. All right. Well, I hope I didn't put you to sleep. Hope you feel good. Okay, good. Yeah. I mean, I feel pretty good too. So hopefully that's the feeling that you're all feeling. Great. Yeah. So calm yet strong. Yeah. I mean, the shoulder was really a long time, the strap, the plank was pretty intense. So, all right. Anyway, ladies, thank you. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. Happy holidays. Happy Easter. And I will see you whenever I see you. All right. Thank you. Yeah, exactly, Jean. Whichever holiday this is for you, make it be a good one. All right. Have a great weekend.